Hello and welcome to the Sports Doyen. We are back with our badminton analysts here, Aditi and Medha. First of all, a very warm welcome to the both of you. Welcome back to the Sports Doyen, and we are back here previewing the BWF World Tour Finals in Bangkok. Aditi and Medha, hope you both are doing well. We'll start with you, Aditi.
Yeah. Hi. How are you? How are you, Kushagra? I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for asking. And Medha, I hope the little kitten's not being too much of a trouble now.
Oh no, no, she's beautiful. Sleeping all the time. Cute. How are you, Kushagra? How are
All
things
right.
doing?
I'm good. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. We're here, of course, as I mentioned, guys. We're here for a preview for the World Tour Finals, BWF World Tour Finals, which are going to be held in Bangkok. And as we record this on the 26th of January, first of all, wish everyone watching in India a very, very happy 72nd happy Republic Day. Very happy 72nd Republic Day. Hope you guys are enjoying. Hope you guys are staying safe and enjoying in these tough times. Uh, coming back to the draw, we've gotten the draw for all five categories, both the singles and all the three doubles categories, which took place today itself, early in the morning as per Indian Standard Time. And we have Indian participation to look forward to in the men's and the singles, men's and the women's singles, categories. But as far as doubles are concerned, unfortunately, we do not have a single team representing the country there. So our priority, of course, us being biased Indian supporters, will stick with the singles more as compared to the doubles. We will definitely go through the doubles teams as well. No, leaving no stone unturned. But I think it'll only be vital and right for us to start with the women's singles, because we've got the golden girl there. We've got the girl that we expect a gold from in Tokyo as well, PV Sindhu, who's playing, who's been in the tournament, who is in the part of the draw. And if we could have the women's singles draw on the screen, please, so that we'll go through both the groups. Those are the two groups, Group A and Group B. So Group A, of course, has Carolina Marin. Both the tournaments, the tournament victor of both the tournaments that were held in Thailand, An Si Young, Michelle Lee, and Evgenia Kosetskaya. That's Group A for you. Group B has the world number one, Tai Tzu Ying, Ratchanok Intanon, Pawi, Cho Chu Wong, and of course the Indian Golden Girl, as mentioning PV Sindhu. Uh, these are the two groups. We've seen both the all ladies, who are rated number one in each group, reach the perform exceedingly well in the tournaments that have been in the lead up to this particular tournament. I'll start straight with you, Medha. Medha, again, coming back to this particular draw, Carolina Marin and Tai Tzu Ying are heads-on favorites, aren't they?
Definitely. They are the top two favorites at the moment. And I think they totally deserve it for they've been playing some really wonderful badminton over the past few weeks, and I would even extend it to months before the lockdown and the pandemic came in. But I think in this tournament, Marine would have a upper hand, and she has got all the capability, confidence to win this title here as well, because she's been fabulous over the past 2 weeks. I think she's played pretty much flawless badminton without dropping matches. She's on an unbeaten streak.
Yeah,
So
she hardly
her
loses any games.
correct. Her pace is unmatched. She's making very few errors. Her the strength is ultimate. Her power is brilliant. Her smashes are power packed and well placed. So uh, there's hardly anything to pick out from her game at the moment. Whereas Tai Tzu Ying seems a little unfit. She's probably facing some issues, which is why she's not been able to convert uh, the finals in her favor. And it's also very much seen in her other performances. Like she's gone into 3 sets with players like Michelle Lee, which normally she would beat in straight sets, and she was even
Yeah,
struggled against Ratchanok, who's just trying to make a comeback. So I think that is a bit worrisome. But otherwise, Carolina Marin is a favorite for me as well. But she's Anse Young, who's been traveling Marin quite much. Although the wins have been straight sets for Marin, but I do think the young Korean has an incredible determination and grit on court. She just doesn't give up. She retrieves every shuttle that comes her way. I think the place where she lacks against Marine would be in terms of strength, power, and she'd get outpaced because because of the lack of strength and power, she probably isn't very aggressive enough in her attack. And that's very important to counter Marin, because if you let her control the rallies, she will simply outpace you. And coming to a golden girl, P. Sindhu, I'd say it isn't a very easy draw for her. But and I've watched her play during the tournament. She's been moving very well. She has been covering the court pretty well, but her mistakes has mostly been in controlling the shuttle. So fitness wise, she seems okay. So probably if she can just focus herself on playing the shots better, which she has done very well in the past, then if she can get that belief in herself, I think she would be able to make it to the semifinals at least. I think she's capable of that.
All right. Coming to you, Aditi,
At least
Pratmesh,
something for Aditi to comment.
yeah, coming back to this group, I'll look specifically. Of course, Carolina Marine is the odds-on favorite in Group A. I think it will be a fight between An Si Young and Michelle Lee for the second spot for the semifinals.
Right.
But if you take a look at the Group B, of course, our Indian hope PV Sindhu is there. She is going to face a very tough competition against Tai Tzu Ying and Ratchanok Intanon, because she's got two of those players. Even Pornpavi Chochu Wong on her day can be a very tough competitor. So clearly she's been placed in a tougher group. So as Medha said that she could be a semi-final candidate, but we've not really seen that much of a performance standard from PV Sindhu, since I would think the fag end of the 2019. So what are you expecting from PV there? Because she's not had the best of 2 weeks in Thailand as well. So can Indian fans have major expectations?
See, PV Sindhu is somebody who's always known as an underdog. Even in 2016 Olympics, when all the hopes were on Saina Nehwal, PV Sindhu was the one who came out with a medal. So she is not really consistent with the performances, but on all the major events, be it World Championship, be it All England, she's always, given us results. So I
Yeah,
think PV Sindhu is looking fit. The only thing that she needs is, as Medha already mentioned, she needs a bit more of her concentration, and she needs to make sure that all the strokes that she's hitting are not going out, because what I noticed is she's making a lot of unforced errors. So if PV works on them, I think she can even beat Taizu Wing and Ratchanok Intanon, because she has beaten them in the past in the Olympics and the other World Championships and in the All England. She's beaten all of them. So I don't think PV is lagging behind in any aspect, but the only aspect she lags behind is to, just concentrate and make sure she plays the right badminton on the given day. PV can beat any opponent given she's playing the right game on the given day. So we can do
yeah.
expect a medal from a golden girl as well. It doesn't mean just because she didn't perform in these tournaments, it doesn't mean that she won't perform in this particular tournament as well. The only thing she needs to do is just make sure she's focused, she's positive, and she's not making the unforced errors. Because given her height and her the power of her smash and everything, PV can beat any opponent on her day.
Absolutely, absolutely, 100% correct. And how ironic and how I would say not ironic, how fitting would it be that this is the year of Marine versus Sindhu all over again after what happened in Rio, and finally if Sindhu can get over the hump and beat Marine and claim her rightful gold medal, which I feel if she does that, she would have actually completed the set in badminton. She would have actually won everything major that is there to win. I think the only thing eluding her is a gold medal at the Olympics. So yeah, absolutely spot on there by Aditi and Medha. As far as women's singles is concerned, by I
Another
felt
thing is, I'd like to add here that Evgenia Kosetskaya is the first women's singles player from Russia to have qualified for this event.
ever.
So, yeah, so
Yeah,
this is
that's
something
fantastic.
really fantastic for them.
Yeah, of course, of course. I know, Medha. They've been slightly helped by the chaos that has been going on in the Japanese camp, and of course with the Chinese pulling out. So a few spots did open up, but nothing to take away from Evgenia. But I think she'll still be a slightly lighter candidate in Group A. But you never know.
Definitely.
This last 2 weeks have been sorry, weeks of surprise. We saw someone who was essentially a lucky loser who got into the main draw at the end, actually ended up making the finals, and we spoke about it in the last video wherein he had to change his plane tickets. So anything can happen. But as far as the women's singles is concerned, personally, especially for Indian fans, this is going to be the best opportunity for us, I personally feel, to actually have one of our players in the final four, and then maybe, who knows, maybe in the final as well. So, keeping our fingers crossed for PV Sindhu, and all the love and all the support from back here in India for you, PV. Please go and please play your best badminton. Results can come and go. And as long as you're playing your best badminton, we all are confident that you could take on anyone, be it Marine, Tai Ying, or Intanon, or anyone for that matter, even Okuhara, as we saw earlier in the years past. So if we can get to the men's singles draw, the other area wherein we have that Indian connection there, Group A, personally, apart from Kidambi, he is my favorite player on tour. Victor Axelsen, Chauti and Chen, Lee Zijia and Anthony Ginting, a very, very good group. You're gonna have some fantastic matches amongst the four of them, and not a bad group on the Group B side either. Anders and Thompson, Wang Zhu Wei, Kidambi Shrikant, and Angus Long. So these are eight very, very good players. I suppose Kento Momota and Chen Long are the only two players who you would honestly feel are missing from this list. But beyond that, I think we've got a very strong men's draw. I'll start with you. I'll start with you, Aditi, here. I would go to Group A with you first, and then come to Group B with Medha. Victor Axelsen, Chao Tien Chen, Lee Zijia, and Anthony Ginting. All four fantastic players. One player, of course, head and shoulders above the others. In Victor Axelsen. But Chao Tien Chen should be a very good competition for him.
First of all, I believe Victor Axelsen would definitely look forward for a hat trick, since given he's won the Thailand Open and the Toyota Thailand Open as well. But this is definitely a very tough draw, and he has a tough task to complete this hat trick. He had a very close setter with Anthony Gitting in the semis of the Thailand Open, which we witnessed recently. And Chao Tin Chen is also a very good player, even though Victor has a very good head-to-head statistics against him. I think he's leading 11-2 as far as I remember. But then you can never, you cannot undermine his potential, because Chao Tin Chen has got great potential to produce some great badminton in times of pressure. So Group A has some amazing players, and we're going to see some amazing badminton in Group A as compared to Group B, which is a slightly well-balanced group. But Group A definitely has all the big games in them, all the big names in there. Even Lee Zijia would be even Lee Zijia from Malaysia is also a tough one to beat. We cannot undermine this player as well. He had a three-setter with Victor Axelsen in this All England in March 2020 as well. So Victor definitely has a better chance, given he's got good confidence from winning all those previous tournaments which he's won. But it is going to be a tough task for him. All the three players have got equal potential to challenge Victor in this tournament.
Yeah, of course, absolutely agree with you there. As you're saying, I think Group A matches themselves will be a spectacle. I think just the group stage matches in the men's side, at least in the Group A, will all be fire. Coming to Group B, Medha, Group B, of course, we've got our Indian connection once again there. But not talking about Kidambi first, talking about Anders and Thompson, one of the informed players in the last 2 years on the circuit. Wang Zhu Wei and Angus Long. Not easy for Kidambi at all, who's making yet another comeback from a long-term injury, who did look a little rusty in both the Thailand Opens. But as we've discussed in the past, he is consistent in terms of getting to the latter stages of tournaments. Do you see him getting out of this group and maybe getting into the semi-finals?
I'd say it's quite a difficult task for him. Also because, things have been stressful for Indian badminton over the past 2 weeks, because what happened in the first tournament is he pulled out after winning his first round match because of a groin injury. And he had to pull out in the second tournament again and quarantine because his roommate had tested positive for COVID. So that definitely would have affected him physically, fitness-wise, Firstly injury, and then
even mentally as well.
And then you can't train. So that definitely, like you said, mentally it would have like a chain reaction. So it'll affect your confidence, mental preparation. Everything goes for a toss. So he, on the flip side of it, he might be hungrier to win because of all this that has happened. He might have really missed, competitive badminton, and you're raring to go, but your body should also be able to support that, right? So I think that is one perspective of looking at that. But mentally, while it could have affected, but it can also stir up a hunger in you to play better and, win more titles. So he could go all out to do his best to win the matches. Having said that, I think Anders Antonsen is playing really well. He won
And the
the
best
Denmark
badminton in
Open,
his life, right, Meena?
definitely. And he's
Yeah,
very young.
exactly.
He's very
It's
young.
very
He's
young.
just, promoted to the
Danish
probably the
badminton, we spoke about this, Medha, last time also. Danish badminton is on the rise. Back on
yeah,
the
they
rise.
are.
Exactly.
Definitely. So he won the Denmark Open also, right? And that was a marathon match, and he sustained that match. So that itself speaks volumes. So definitely, in spite of having lost to Wittingus in the semi-final, but I think he's really playing well, and he might be wanting to play Victor Excelsen in the final yet again, and probably even beat his senior.
Yeah,
So
I can see a final between all Danish final actually.
but it's quite possible. It's quite possible.
It's
But
quite
I think in
possible.
the A group, even Chao Tian-Chen is a very strong contender.
Very
So
good show.
here, although Victor Axelsen most likely has the upper hand, Wang Tzu Wei and Anka Long are good players too. So there would be definitely a, like, apart from Anders Thompson, I think it will be a strong fight between the three of them for a spot in the semi-final from Group B.
All right. Here's again. We did this for PV Sindhu. We're definitely going to do it for Kidambi Shrikant. Shrikant.
Yeah.
We hope we hope that the fire that Medha talked about. There is that burning desire within you to prove yourself once again to the world. We have no doubts that you and PV Sindhu can actually be world number ones at the same time all over again. And if that happens, what a beautiful day for Indian badminton it will be once again. So talking about enough about the singles because that was the Indian connection there. Therefore, you can see that all three of us are biased in that particular regard. But paying due credit to all the other categories as well. If you could please have the doubles draw as well on the screen, and we can start with Aditi there. Aditi, in the women's group A, you've got Gracia Polly, Apriyanu Rahayu, in the first pair of them, Lee So Hee, Shin Seung Chan, the second pair, Chow Mi Kong, Kwan, Lee Meng Yan as the third pair, and Vivian Hu and Yap Cheng Wen as the fourth pair. So when you talk about these four pairings, how do you see this Group A shaping up? Do you think, as we saw in the women's singles side of the draw, this is again a tough group for all these eight ladies?
You know, when could you please take off
If
the
we can
draw,
have the
please,
draw out,
Prathamesh?
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I think women doubles is one category where anyone can win. And there are these long rallies over 44 shots in women doubles which we witness, and it's a beautiful game. Women doubles is just a beautiful game with long rallies, and there is a chance of anyone to win. Now when I look at, and it's a very well balanced draw. This is what I feel from looking at the draws from both Group A and Group B. It's a very well balanced draw. And in Group A, my stakes are on Gracia Polly and Apiriani Rahau. They won the recent Yonex Thailand Open, the first leg of the tournament, the first leg of the Asian tournament, which is happening. And now there is one more pair in the Group A, which is the Yonex Toyota Thailand Open's runners-up. There's Lee So Hee and Shin Seong Chan, the Korean pair. So I think these are two pairs which I have placed my bets on. We'll see in the finals and the semi-finals. Gracia Polly and Rahau, they're very well experienced players. They've won some major, major, major tournaments. A combination which has been working out for a number of years. They've been playing together for a very long time, very long span of time. So my bets are generally more towards Polly and Rahau. Yeah.
All right. Moving on to the Group B, if we can have the Group B as well on the screen, yeah. So Medha, as Aditi was talking about there, we've got over the last 2 weeks, we've got the champion and runner-up in Group A, and we've got the champion and runner-up in Group B as well. You spoke about we saw four entirely different teams in the last 2 weeks in the two Thai Opens that we had. So you've got Kim So Young and Kong Hee Yong, Chloe Birch and Lauren Smith, Linda Effler and Isabel Hertrich, and Yong Kol Fan K and Ravinda P. Uh, Amongst these four, I think if you look at the number one seed and the fourth seed in this particular group, I think you would expect the two of those teams to go through, wouldn't you? And uh, this might be a slightly easier group for these girls as compared to the Group A. What do you think?
Yes, I do think so. because if you look at it, Kim
Could we
So
have the group
what's
again?
Kim So
Kim So
Young
Young,
and
right?
Kong
Kim So
Young,
Young.
they won the Toyota Thailand Open, and
Yeah.
Jong Kolpan and Ravinda Prajonge, they were the runner-ups at Yonex Thailand Open. And like you said, it's probably only the women's doubles category where there hasn't been a repeat winner in the past 2 weeks. So this is one of the most competitive at the moment in terms of unpredictability as to who will win. It's not just among 2 or 3 players, but around 4 pairs we have right here. So looking at the group B, it's 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 more like the first seeds from the group B, who are the Koreans. They have a really good chance of making it to the semi-final, and the Thai pair, which is Jong Kolfan and Ravin Date.
Yeah.
So I think the Asians have an upper hand in this draw.
Of course, and whatever said and done, as the both of you very rightly put, as Aditi also mentioned, the high number of strokes per rally that makes the game very interesting and very exciting, at least for the spectators, because you've got some fantastic defensive techniques on display, some beautiful touches in the women's game, and of course, let's not forget the fact that the power is definitely seeped into the women's game as well. You see some stunning smashes and stunning pickups, of course, from the ladies. So this is going to be one of the most competitive and exciting categories in terms of all the five categories that are there in the World Tour Finals. And you may not have the absolute peak matches in Group B, but what I can assure our viewers is once the semi-finals are on, you guys don't even want to miss a rally because you're going to have some fantastic matches there. And talking about fantastic matches, we'll move on to the men's doubles side of the draw as well. We had the draw today, and if I could request that on screen, yes, we had Group A again, following the same theme. I'll come to you, Aditi, with Group A. Li Yang and Wang Chi Lin, and number one there, Ong Yu Sin, Teo Yi, Ben Lane and Sean Wendy, and Marcus Ellis and Chris Langridge. Again, simple question to you, Aditi. Do you again put the favorite tags on the two Asian teams rather than the two European teams? Because once again, we've seen a certain dominance. Unless it's the Danish pairs, we've seen a dominance from the Southeast Asian teams over their European counterparts. Pratmesh, if you could have, yeah.
Yeah, definitely, I would agree. Li Yang and Wang Chi-lin, they've been the top seeds. They've been winning both the previous tournaments in the Asian leg. They've won the Toyota Open, they've won the Yonex Thailand Open, and definitely they'll be looking for a hat trick in this tournament as well. And they're looking very strong, not just in Group A, even compared to the pairs in the Group B. Li Yang and Wang Chi-lin are looking very strong, and they have a very high chance of winning this tournament as well. The Danish players are decent, but I would still place my stakes on these top seeds, Li Yang and Wang Chilin. I think they'll be the favorites and they are going to win this tournament because they've been showing some immense willpower and some immense what is this term called? Consistency.
Yeah.
And they have this intent to win, which generally, when
The
I
hunger,
was,
the
I was
hunger
just
you're
go
talking.
the hunger, the intent to win. They've been showing an intent to win. So I feel Li Yang and Wang Chilin are going to be on the top in the group,
All right.
especially.
All right. And coming to Group B, Medha, when we talk about the Group B, we see two Asian teams in Group A, and we see three Asian teams in Group B. We've got Aaron, number one here in Group B are Aaron Chia and So Woi Yik, and then we've got the experienced pair of Ehsan and Setyavan. And then we've got again, as you spoke about, the Russian pair, Vladimir Ivanov and Ivan Sozonov, there as a third seed there, and the fourth seed is Choi Sol Gyu and Siu Seung Jae. Uh, who would you put as the two favorites to get into the semifinals from this group? And what chances do you give our experienced pairing of Ehsan and Setyavan?
Definitely, I think from the group B, this second seeds Satyavan and Mohammad Hassan and Hendra Setyavan would definitely be the favorites. But the concern with the pair is Hassan's calf injury. So
Yeah.
yeah, but still they've been managing to pull off some really great results. So I
But my
think they
only
could.
question, Medha, is Because BWF World Tour finals have a sort of a format wherein you're playing very high intensity matches every day, and because of that, it could be an impact, right?
It
Considering Hassan doesn't come in for 100% raring to go into this tournament.
it could be physically taxing, like you mentioned. It could be, but what I see here is they do have a chance if it's not a very bad injury, because I think they have an upper hand when it comes to facing the Russian pair and probably even the Korean pair. So
All
that
right.
is what I see here. But otherwise, I think Aranchi and Sowoyuk have been in very good form, and they have a good coach at the who's steering their game. So they stand a very good chance. They could also easily make it to the semi-finals. But it wouldn't probably be like a breeze, because I think the Korean pair would definitely give them a tough time. Like the pair would have to actually work for every point. They have to earn it. Like points will not be gifted to them. So that is what I've got to say about the Group B.
All right. I think when we spoke about the women's doubles having one some of the most sensational rallies, similar is true for men's doubles as well. This for me is one of the fastest formats in badminton because of the quick reflexes on present on both sides. You see some stunning smashes and even better pickups from players. The points are almost never done in men's doubles. You've got some unbelievable pickups and unbelievable defensive strategies from players. Is just a format where I hope when we do this preview again, maybe next year, I hope we are talking about Chirag and Satvik as well in
Satwik.
the top 8 teams. The touchwood. I hope that happens because I really have high hopes from that pairing from India. As far as this particular tournament format and this particular tournament is concerned, again, guys, I don't think you would want to miss out on any matches, even during the group stages, but especially during the semi-finals because we got some top teams playing there, and there are going to be some really interesting matches. Coming to the final category of our preview here, we're going to have a look at the mixed doubles category, and again, Aditi, I'm going to come to you with the Group A. Marcus Ellis and Lauren Smith as number one, Dechapol and Sapsiri as two, Praveen Jordan and Melody Dio as three, and Seo Seung Jae and Che Young Jung as four. In this particular group, if you look at it, I would think number two and number three would be the odds-on favorites to get into the semifinals, or would you give that to anyone else?
Well, my bets are on number 2 and number 4.
Number
So,
four. All right.
could you please go back to the draws
Yeah.
again,
Could we go back to the? Could
Prathamesh?
we go back to the draw? Yeah. Aditi,
Yeah,
please carry on.
just keep. Yeah. So the number two in the group eight, Dechapol and Sassifier, they have a fair chance. They've been winning the previous two tournaments as well, and this they would aim for the hat trick in this coming up tournament as well. And they've beaten Chai Yu Jung and Seo Jeongi in the finals recently, but that was a three-setter, right? It wasn't a straight win. It wasn't a sweet victory. So I don't think really that they would have a clear fair chance, and rather they would have to fight for winning this particular tournament. And this was also the very particular pair which Satvik Sairaj and Ashwini Ponappa had a very close setter. They had a three-setter in the semis in this Toyota Thailand Open against this particular pair who won it. So in mixed doubles category, even though my bets are on the number two seeds, anything could happen. Every pair might have a fair chance to win because if Satvik and Ashwini, who are not relatively a very higher ranked players in terms of mixed doubles, are giving them a three setters in the semi-finals. So I think the Korean players, Seo Seung Jae and Chai Ju Young, they also have a fair chance of making it to the finals as well.
All right.
So yeah, this is
Uh,
my call.
all right. And if I come to you, Meda, if you look at the Group B, and if I could I have the draw again? The number one, I guess this is just a serial number, has been given to Mark Lansfus and Isabel Hertrich. Number two are Tom Gikel and Delphine Delrue. Number three are Gohosun Huat and Shivon J. Lai. And number four are Hafiz Faisal and Gloria Vidjaja. Amongst these four teams, again, is this as simple a question as in the two Asian teams would be the odds-on favorites, or can we expect something out of the two European teams as well?
This is a really a tricky group, I'd say, but not because how do I explain this? I mean, To put it the best way I can, I think if you look at the past 2 weeks, the kind of badminton that is being played at the moment, I think players like Praveen Jordan and Melati, Dechapol Sapsiri, and So Sung Jae and Chai Young are playing some of the best mixed doubles out there.
Battle.
And players like Mark Lamsfors, Isabel Hertrich, they're the mixed double winner of the Denmark Open 2020, and they have played some really good mixed doubles. But and Hafiz Faisal and Gloria Vichaya, despite being pretty well seeded players in the past two tournaments, but in the past 2 weeks, their performance hasn't been that very good as per their seeding. So if you look at the draw, if I have to make something out of it, Hafiz Faisal and Gloria could make it to the semi-final, and it would be a fight between Mark and Isabel and the Malaysian pair of Go and Chevron for the second spot.
All right.
Because the third
So basically,
pair
what I
have been consistently playing well, but they haven't had very great, like podium finishes as such. So I think the Indonesian and Malaysian and the German pair stand a better chance.
Of course, of course. And from what I gather from the both of you, I think maybe three teams in Group A and one and a half teams in Group B is what we're looking at. It's a little
Yeah.
unfortunate that Jordan and the partner got into Group A. If they had gotten into Group B and maybe you would have swapped one team from Group B into A, you could have had a fantastic two team pairing for a semi-final. Unfortunately, we might lose one of the top teams in Group. We will, of course, lose one of the top teams in Group A who will not qualify for the semi-finals. But that's the name of the game. You really cannot control the draw. That is the luck of the draw.
Rolling in 2020. So,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yeah. So that's the luck of the draw, as they say, Medha and Aditi. So, but all in all, I'm pretty sure if I'm not wrong in saying that both of you and along with all the badminton fans all over the world, especially in India as well, and all across the world, are supremely excited about this World Tour Finals that are going to come up in Bangkok. I'm sure both of you are going to be glued on to your Hotstars or your television sets, isn't it?
Definitely.
Exactly.
D&D
Exactly. I
until
think it is going to be
Yeah.
a tough one for the players to keep up their A game because talking about fitness, recovery is very important in the game of badminton, and the players have been playing back to back badminton for the past 2 weeks, and in this particular tournament it is even more draining because you have more number of matches and high intensity matches because every player is from the top in the world, so the players have to be.
Yeah. Uh, if you could still get me there, Mida. Uh, all right. I think there's a slight technical issue there. Aditi, if you could repeat your last point there. I couldn't get you there. I lost your audio there towards the end.
Okay, so what I was talking about is that since players have been playing back-to-back matches from the last couple of weeks, they've been playing the Thailand Open and again the Toyota Thailand Open. They have to be in their A game to, give out their best because recovery is the most important aspect of badminton. You're playing such high intensity matches for the past couple of weeks, and now you have to play a high intensity match in every game because every player is going to be from the top in the world. These are the top best players, top best 8 pairs or particular players in the singles category that you have to compete
Really.
against. So you have to be best in terms of your physical fitness, in terms of your focus to give your best in every game. That's the thing about these World Tour Finals. You have to be best in your every game. You have to be focused in every game, to be at the top. So this is going to be something which the players have to look out for.
Yeah, agreed. Absolutely, 100% agree. Just your final few lines on the tournament, Medha. What are you looking forward to, and any cheeky predictions you would like to make?
Well, I think in the men's singles category, it would be Victor Axelsen. In the women's singles, most likely, I think it's going to be, I have a hunch feeling it's going to be Carolina Marin again. Coming to the Doubles category, I think I'm a little bit more uncertain because there have been variations in results, except probably the mixed doubles where I could easily say, okay, Dechapol and Sapsiri could definitely make it to the final, or Melati and Praveen Jordan. Men's doubles and women's doubles, it's quite unpredictable for me too. I mean, I'm just going to sit back and enjoy the game.
Yeah, and I think that about sums it up for us here. It's going to be a very exciting week to look forward to, a very exciting tournament to look forward to, and all we can say is that we're eagerly waiting for we're waiting the start of the tournament. I hope all the players do come in and do come in with good fitness levels, and more importantly, good mental preparation, because it's been a tough time for most of them, especially the Indian contingent. We've seen the Indian contingent suffer because of lapses in the bio bubble initially, then also the lack of training. Loads of issues have dogged the Indian players. I hope, if nothing else, they get good match practice, and both the Indian players who are there in contention give a good fight to their opponents. Results can go here and there. That's a part and parcel of the game. As long as we see good performances from Kidambi and PV Sindhu, I think we can remain hopeful for what is to come this year. Let's not forget, this is an Olympic year, and this is one of the marquee years, once in 4 years. That as you get. So, thank you once again, Aditi and Meda, for joining me here. This is as ever. This has been a fantastic record with you guys. I'm sure you guys will be back analyzing the matches, and let's hope. You never know, if we get Kidambi or PV Sindhu qualifying from their groups, then we might actually be having very excited previews and reviews for those matches. So thank you once again, Aditi and Meda, for joining me here.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you
Pleasure.
so much. Bye, Kushagra. Take care. Bye, Mida. Take care.
Thank you, and here it is me, Kushagra, signing off from this particular video. Do keep it locked to the Sports Join. We'll keep you updated on the goings on in the World Tour Finals in Bangkok. Here's wishing both the Indian players a very best of luck. I hope you guys go and rock it, and that we are able to see you in the semi-finals, and who knows, maybe in the finals. All right. See you soon, and keep it locked to the Sports Join. Do like, share, and subscribe the video with all of your fellow badminton lovers, and we'll see you soon.